Hey, what's up, family? It is your girl, Christy Akins, and you have tuned into another episode of Southern Chats. Welcome back, fam. I hope that you all had a great week. Look, even if your week was not good, you determine how you're going to handle the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I hope that even if things did not look good, I pray that you were able to push through and still have a productive week. Listen, we are on episode 10. Oh my goodness. You all have been with me for 10 episodes. Y'all know I just love y'all, right? I just love y'all. You cannot stop me from loving y'all. Can't stop, won't stop, okay? But yes, we're on episode 10. Today I have a lot of information to give to you all. So without further ado, I am just going to start off with another tickle moment. Oh my goodness, I just love my tickle moments, right? So this week, my story that I'm going to tell y'all, it's about a lady that I work with. And she's fairly new to the company that I'm with. And there's a Whataburger that's like right across the street from our job. So this lady, she goes and she pretty much gets breakfast every day before she comes into work. Well, we have a receptionist, and she's an older woman. Very sweet lady though, very sweet. But you know how the more, people get stuck in their age and they get stuck in their ways, and they kind of, tend to say whatever is on their mind, right? Well, so I told y'all the lady goes to Whataburger every day. And so the receptionist would say something to her like, oh, you go to Whataburger, you eat there every day and this and that. So the lady was like, yeah, I do. Well, one day her and the lady were talking, and she told the lady, she said, yeah, I need to stop going to Whataburger. She said, because I need to lose some weight. And so the receptionist was like, yeah, that'll be good. She was like, you could probably lose about like 10 pounds if you stop going there. So that was the first time. So she was like, she said she kind of looked at it, but she was like, I'm gonna let it slide, because she probably wasn't throwing no shade. So again, the lady is steady going to Whataburger, bringing Whataburger to work. Well, one day she wasn't feeling good, and she said that the receptionist was like, when she came in, the receptionist said, oh my, you must not be feeling well today. And she said, no, actually I'm not feeling too good. She was like, I had a bad headache, and yeah, it's just not really a good morning for me. So the receptionist said, oh yeah, I could tell because you didn't have any Whataburger in your hand. I said, OMG, I cannot deal. I can't deal. So she was like, oh yeah, it didn't even dawn on me that I didn't stop there this morning. So she was like, yeah, I don't. So she said at this point, she kind of like, yeah, you throwing a little shade. So the lady was like, she said, I just knew that something had to be wrong. So I'm cracking up. Well, she said like, so a week later, the lady had went and had bought a new car. And so I guess the receptionist realized that she was driving a new car. So when she came into work, she said, hey, did you get you a new car? And she said, yeah, I did. And she said, oh, well, congratulations. That's so good. And she said, yeah, she said, I love it. It has a lot of features or whatever. She was like, and it also has, the dash cam and everything. And she was like, and then the GPS is already installed and everything. She said, so I love it. Yeah, why the receptionist gonna tell her? She said, yeah, when she told her she had the GPS, she said, yeah, she said, well, maybe you can program it into making sure that the route skips over Whataburger and you just come straight to work. Oh, y'all, let me tell you. I said, no, she didn't. No, she did not say that to you. She said, yes, she did. She said, then she gonna say, yeah, because as much Whataburger as you bring in here, I thought that you were part of the stock team. You were putting stock into Whataburger with as much as you buy. Oh, y'all, my stomach was hurting. I cried and I laughed for about 8 minutes, y'all. I was too tickled. I couldn't believe that she said that to her. I was too outdone. She done told the lady, baby, you can program your GPS to skip by Whataburger. Ooh, she said, and at that point, I said, oh yeah, she throwing shade. She is throwing shade. Oh, the lady is so sweet though, but them older women, they say what's on their mind. They don't hold their tongue. We'll hold our tongue, but they will not hold their tongue. They gonna say whatever that comes to mind. So that was just so funny to me. Oh my goodness. I hope that brought joy and laughter to somebody who may not be having a good day, because that tickled me. But anywho, moving right along. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into today's topic. Woo! Today, for you all, okay, I need y'all to get ready for this, because this is going to be some good stuff. So today we're going to be talking about boot camp. Yes, boot camp. And you're trying to figure out, what do you mean by boot camp? I'm not signing up to go to the service. I'm not even signed up to go to a gym. So what do you mean boot camp? This is for all of my people that are dating, in relationships, engaged, and then that final tier, marriage. Okay, I'm gonna get to the married people last, but I'm gonna deal with the people that are dating and in relationships and engaged. Okay, so this boot camp title really stems and focuses on those three groups, right? But if you are single, you need to pay attention to this, because when you get in a relationship, you need to understand the dynamics of how your relationship needs to be structured, right? So when you're in boot camp, and if you're old enough, you know how the army, and when you go into the service, you know how that works, right? There's a boot camp process. And I need you all to start putting your mind frame into thoughts of my relationship being like boot camp, okay? And your end goal should be marriage. I have never understood people in relationships that don't know what's going on, don't know where we're going, don't know what we're doing. Those things have to be discussed, and you have to be clear on what's going on in your relationship. First and foremost, before you even get in boot camp, let's start here. Before you even get to boot camp, this is what I need y'all to understand. You have to meet requirements to even sign up for the service, right? You have to meet requirements. So, earlier part of last year and before that, I've thought about joining the service, right? But I go talk to a recruiter, and a recruiter says, you have to lose 30 pounds before you can even sign up. So before I can even not even go to boot camp, before I can even sign any documentation to even be looked at and considered as a candidate for the service, I have to lose 30 pounds. So that tells me, you all have a requirement before I can even consider myself to even be a part of the service. This is a key component to what you need to be looking at in your relationships. What are your requirements? This stems back to us just dating. If you are dating somebody, you all need to be discussing your requirements that you have in your relationships. What are you requiring from him? What are you requiring from her? And you need to let it be known. Your morals, your values, characters, things that are important. You need to let your mate know your requirements. And if the requirements are not met, then hey, you can't even sign up. You can't even be looked at for consideration to even go into boot camp. You can't be looked at for consideration, sir, ma'am, if you don't meet the requirements. Even for a job interview, what do they have? Requirements. They require either a GED or they require a bachelor's. They require 5 to 10 years experience. And if you don't have that, then what? You cannot apply for that position. So, to my couples that are dating, make sure that you're geared up and make sure that you're ready to set the expectation and to have your requirements be put out on the table so that you can understand what needs to be met, and your partner knows, okay, can I do this? Am I capable of meeting those requirements? And if your partner says, oh, well, yeah, I already do that, then hey, okay, now we're cooking with grease. Now we're cooking with grease. So if you put your requirements out on the table and both parties are well aware of each other's requirements, and the requirements are not strenuous, they're not out of the guidelines of your morals and character, and you sign up for it and you say, yeah, I can do that, then hey, okay, now we can go into the boot camp phase. And the boot camp phase is for all of my people who are in relationships or engaged. If you are in a relationship or you're engaged, baby, you are in boot camp. You're in boot camp. And why do I say you're in boot camp? Because when you are in boot camp, you have a rigorous schedule that you have to follow. You have a structured routine that you have to go by. And you are also exercising daily to maintain the strength and the body core that you need, right? Put that in perspective as a relationship. You have to be doing the same thing, not necessarily just to be looking robotic in your relationship, but you have to be putting in the work, and you have to be showing yourself of who you will be when we become married. Okay, your relationship that you are in, your engagement that you're a part of, that is a mirror for what you are about to enter into a marriage. Okay, your relationship now is a mirror, and it's a reflection of what you will be like in marriage. And I need people to understand this. You don't wake up one morning and you go to the altar and then you're brand new. No. Habits that are routine linger, and they keep manifesting, and you keep doing the same thing. I used to say this in my past relationship with one of my exes. I told him, I said, you know, he really wasn't good with communication, and, you know, dealing with all of my exes, I've been cheated on in pretty much all of my serious relationships. I've been cheated on. Touche. Who hasn't? But But the thing is, I used to tell my ex, I said, in this relationship, we won't get married and then we will just pop up and be at the altar. No, we won't. You have to start changing your ways. And I said, because what you're showing me, I can't see myself signing up for that. I can't see myself signing up for that. And he used to tell me all the time, well, when we get married, it'll be totally different. It's going to be different when we married. We just date now. Houseway. How is it going to be different when you are constantly doing the wrong things now? You will not, to my fellas, you will not walk down the aisle. You won't be a dog the whole relationship, and then the day that you're at the altar, become clean and become a whole husband. No. Because you have already trained your mind and been feeding the dog in you the whole relationship. So why the day of marriage, why would you walk down the aisle and become brand new? Unless you have already spoke about that and have come true and come clean about your wrong ways, and you have been praying about that, and you have been asking God to cleanse you so that you can be a good husband. That is possible, that you can wake up the day of your wedding and be a whole new man. That's possible. If you have noticed your wrong ways and your wrongdoings, and you're trying to literally work and put action to changing, that's possible that you can wake up the day of your wedding and be made new. That's possible. Anything is possible, and that's possible. But if you are relishing in the fact that you got a whole lot of women and you got all these side pieces, and you know your girl ain't going nowhere, and she gonna take you back and this and that, the day that y'all get married, that won't stop. That won't stop. If your girl has allowed you to do it for 3, 4, 5 years, why would you stop the day that you get married? Why? You won't. So your boot camp is a mirror of your marriage. Ladies, if you accept anything in boot camp, you will accept anything in marriage until you get fed up and you're ready for divorce. But that's why the boot camp phase is important, and you all pay close attention to things that you don't like. You pay close attention to signs and things that you see, and you address it. You address it head on. That's the thing about relationships, and when we are dating and in relationships, some of us as women, we're so eager to get to that day. We're so eager to get to the altar where we subside and we put a lot of things on the back burner, and we say, well, I'll worry about that when we get married. He just needs to come on with this ring. But if your fiance, or if you're the man that you're in a relationship with, if he is going down to the casino every Friday, and then come Monday, he's texting you saying, babe, can I borrow, such and such, because, this wasn't a good week at the casino. And every week you having to come out of your pocket to help him, meet his next paycheck because he has a gambling problem. But all you're worried about is him giving you that ring. Because he done promised you one day, I'm going to hit big at the casino and you going to get that ring that you want. So you just banking on the ring. So you allow him to go and spend all his money, be dead broke at the casino. He hit and get a $900 one time, and then he said, well, baby, let's go on and go get you a ring. Go get you a nice little small ring. You happy? Y'all get married. The gambling becomes much more than it was when y'all were in a relationship and when y'all were engaged. Now you're forced to possibly have to be evicted from your house because you can't pay the bills by yourself because he never has the money. Now you're stressed out. Now you don't have money to put clothes on the kids, food on the table. And now you want to sit down and say, what is the issue with you? You need to stop this gambling. You need to stop this. But In boot camp. Let's rewind. In boot camp, you allowed it. In boot camp, you did not set any, you didn't even have him meet requirements before he even got in boot camp. But while he was in boot camp, he continued to gamble, and you saw this. But all you were focused on was the ring. So it's important when you are in boot camp in the Army, you have to wake up every day. They get up at 4 or 5 a.m. every morning. They have to go work out, do their PTs, run, all this, and you have to stay in shape. It's the same thing for your relationship. You have to stay in shape for your relationship. You must stay in shape. Can we clap on that? Let's give that a clap. Stay in shape for your relationship. You will forever be changing. You will forever be evolving. So that's why a conversation has to always be had. Come on. Come on. Am I talking to anybody? The conversation has to be had because I'm going to forever be changing. I'm not who I was at 20. I'm not going to be the same person at 40. So if I get married this year, next year, whenever I get married, whenever God sees fit for me to get married, when I get married, every year me and my husband, we're going to have to be in conversation. Our needs are going to be different. So we're going to have to approach things different ways. Because last year I needed this. But this year, baby, I need this. So how can we work to get this? Last year, baby, I saw you struggling with this, but I don't want us to have to struggle with that. So how can I help you so we can, nip this in the bud this year? The conversation has to be had. If you are in boot camp and your sergeant sees that you put on about 40 pounds, they're going to have to talk with you because you liable to be signing some release papers. You're overweight. What that girl B. Simone say, baby boy, you're overweight. And they will get ready to kick you out of boot camp. And that's what I need for us to understand as relationships. When you are in boot camp, if you don't follow the guidelines, you don't meet the requirements anymore, baby, you will be released from boot camp. No hard feelings. No hard feelings, but this just not gonna work. This not gonna work. You done went upside my head. And I told you that my requirements, I don't deal with a man who puts their hands on women. So now that we're in boot camp, you done went upside my head. Okay. Released. I'm not dealing with it. Fellas, your requirement was I want a woman who's working on her credit, who's building up, who has a entrepreneur mindset, who has a business mindset. Then you get with her and she asking for your card every week, swiping your card left and right, draining your bank account. Release. Because you had already told her what your requirements were and she's not meeting them. So at this point, you have to be released from your duties. Listen, if people are not working on trying to do better, trying to be better people, then you need to stop stressing yourself out on trying to make them who you want them to be. And that was something I had to learn because I'm one of those people who I can see the potential in people. But if they can't see the potential in themselves, I can't get bent out of shape and I can't get hung up on how you need to be going about developing your greatness. I can't get hung up on that. So neither should you. You will meet so many great people in your life. Thousands of great people. But you can't get hung up if those people are not ready to grow. You can't get hung up on that. And if the person is meant for you and it's just bad timing, God will bring that thing back. You just have to trust the process. God will bring that thing back to you. Trust the process and be faithful in trusting the process. That boot camp process is essential. Once you go through the boot camp process, once you all have put the work in, you getting up every day, you're being committed to that relationship in boot camp, then what happens after that? Then you have a graduation and you become a member of the service. And who are my members of the service? Hey, yeah, that's the married crew. That's my married people. Once you sign them papers and you become a member of the service, okay, you're now committed. You are now committed, and now you have an obligation to your spouse to love and honor. Be there through thick and thin, till death do us part. Oh, now you in the service. Now it's time to get serious. But guess what? All the work that you did and you put up in boot camp, trust me, that work didn't go in vain. And honestly, you still have to do that work, even in boot camp. You still have work you have to do in service. Some of the same work that you did in boot camp, because guess what? Your relationship is a mirror of your marriage. So if you are in boot camp and you are doing the right things in boot camp, you'll be doing the right things in marriage. Right? This is why I say, if you're doing all the cheating in the relationship in boot camp, you're going to be doing all the cheating in the marriage. The signs are there. The signs are there. Now, granted, I'll be honest, there's some people who are very slick with how they do things. But that's why you have to have that discernment, and you have to pray. You have to pray and be ready for the results. Pray hard and say, Lord, if there's anything that I need to see, if there's anything I'm missing, anything you need to reveal to me, Lord, please show me. Please show me. I've prayed that prayer because you all know I'm single. And so I've dated men, and immediately when I go into date mode, I'm praying. I'm on my knees like, Lord, show me. If he ain't right, show me. Like tomorrow. Because I'm at a point, I don't have time to play. I don't have time to play. And so I asked, Lord, show me. And the Lord has been very diligent with showing me. And I'm very single today. And so I'm very thankful because I don't have time. I've cried so many tears over so many men. I've been, just feeling like, what am I doing? What's wrong with me? This and that. I've gone through all those emotions, and I'm at a point where I'm tired. I don't have time to be crying over you. I don't have time to be wondering this and wondering that. If you're not going to come through the door, kicking my door down, letting me know I am, who I know that I am, and you can see me for who I am. Oh, baby, this ain't the ride for you. This ain't the boot camp for you. And this ain't going to be the service for you. Hello, somebody? Let's clap. Let's clap on that. You better understand your ranking. You better understand your ranking. And for those of you who don't understand about ranking in the Army, you got your E1 through your E6. Okay? Don't be walking around here talking about you a E6, but you got your man around here treating you like you a E1, like you entry level. Raise the bar. Fellas, if you know you a E6, you sergeant capability, don't have your woman around here treating you like you a E1. That boot camp is that boot camp is the process, you all. Don't miss the process. Don't miss the signs. There's conversations that have to be had before you can even say I do. We go in relationships, we say we get to the altar, we say I do, and then we say, oh Lord, it's so much stuff we got to talk about and we got to work on. Whoo! Oh no. That should have been done prior to. In boot camp, get you some counseling. Y'all get counseling. Nothing is wrong with it. Try it. Try it out. I used to have that whole thing of fear. That fear would drive you to doing nothing. Hello? Fear would drive you to doing nothing. So you can't let fear be the driver of your car, okay? You have to step out on faith. Step out on faith. Make sure that when you're in the service and you're in the category of marriage, make sure that you continue to do the work that you did in boot camp. Now, for some of you all who may be listening, who you're married and you didn't take the proper steps, you didn't do things in that order, that's perfectly fine. Like I always tell y'all, you can always start today. You can always turn around it and switch gears and get your relationship back right how it needs to be. Nothing is wrong with that. But both parties have to be on the same page and have to be willing to be honest about what needs to be done. Right? Man, today was so good. Today was so good. I hope that you all got something from this. I'm not going to keep you all longer, because I think at this point, you should have the gist. You should know what you need to do. You should have your requirements. Those requirements need to be met. Those requirements need to be agreed upon. And then when you move into the level of being in a relationship and engaged, now it's boot camp. It's boot camp. That whole process of while you all have committed to being to one another in your relationship, and then he is giving you the ring, you all need to be in boot camp that entire time. And once you cross that finish line and you get to that altar and you all become one, you all now have walked into the service. And then you just enjoy each other. You enjoy your time in the service, but you still have to work. You still have to work. But if you have worked and done the work right in boot camp, you still have to do the same work in the service, and you just elevate that more. You just add more to it. Add more good things, good memories. And you just build on that. Build a foundation on that. So I just love you all. I hope that this healed somebody. I hope that this helped someone in their relationship. I hope that this helped even a single understand what they need to do when they get to that level. I just love you all from the bottom of my heart. I pray that you all have a great weekend and have a great week next week. Again, you all don't forget, we are on iTunes and Google Play now. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hopefully y'all are listening to this on one of those platforms. If not, if you're on YouTube or wherever, hit the subscribe button on iTunes, YouTube, or Google Play. Subscribe to this Southern Chats channel. On social media, it's Capture This LLC. Captures with a K. Capture This LLC. Follow me on all platforms. I would love to have you all be a part of the Capture This community as we just continue to promote positivity and motivate you all in any kind of way. Listen, I'm just here to motivate you all through laughter, love, and joy, okay? And I just want us to become a good family. So continue to follow. If you have any emails that you would like to send those emails to capturethisllc@gmail.com, and I would love to hear from you. I would love to have your questions be answered, and who knows, you can probably be featured with your question on the show. So until next time, be positive, be happy, be you. I'm signing off. Love you all. Bye.